Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome award-winning, multi-platinum country music icon and star of the upcoming Fox series Monarch, Trace Adkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The following is an All-Star 15 TV production.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Industries across the board utilize fleet trucks on a daily basis, from your local utility company to your grocery store, and many of these companies choose full-service fleet leasing. With a traditional lease, you're responsible for everything after you get the truck, but a full-service lease includes all the maintenance and other services at a set cost. Regardless of the scope or range of your fleet needs, TranService will engineer a fully customized, full-service fleet leasing solution optimized to your requirements. From asset acquisition requiring no capital investment, to the engineering, configuration, and selection of your fleet equipment, to the people, facilities, and equipment to keep your fleet maintained and repaired. TranService gives you everything you need, with advantageous fleet pricing based on our national account status, compliance expertise, inspections, licensing, permitting, personal property taxes, nationwide roadside service. We cover it all for you. Contact us today to learn why leading companies rely on TranService for complete turnkey leasing solutions.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to All-Star 15 TV. On the broadcast tonight, it is the Sim500 Esports Racing League here at Gateway Worldwide Technology Raceway. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks to TranService Trucks for sponsoring the series. But let's bring in the crew that is going to work with me tonight. Gary Wells, what's up, pal?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just glad to be up with you here on another Wednesday night here at Gateway. It's going to be a lot of fun seeing these Sim500 guys in the TranService Truck Series wheeling around this tough 1 1/4 mile egg-shaped oval. It's going to be a lot of fun seeing how these guys navigate the conditions and traffic overall.
And returning, it's the wonderful, the funny of Mr. Mike Eckhart. What's going on, pal?
Just happy to be back and gonna enjoy a good show tonight.
Yeah, I'm happy you're actually awake now.
Hey. You thank Gary for that. Listen, I did not mean to fall asleep.
So, Gary mentioned it earlier. This is a egg-shaped oval, kind of a love child of, Darlington, New Hampshire, Phoenix. Gary, take us through what these drivers are going to attack this track with.
Yeah, so it's kind of, I also have in my notes here, can road course success lead to, having a good run here at Gateway? Because we are going to see, at least in turns 1 and 2, because of the tighter radius and with how these engines are and how the gears are here, we're going to see them shift from 4th to 3rd gear in the middle of the corner here tonight. And then by the time they exit the corner, they're going to be back into 4th gear. So it's going to be interesting as the tires fall off and everything, how these guys get back into the gas, conserving their rear tires, and most importantly, just keeping the truck straight off of turn number 2. That's going to be a tricky spot. And then turns 3 and 4, a wide sweeping corner. It is a flatter corner, and they're going to be able to get back into the gas sooner than in turns 1 and 2, so they're able to keep their momentum up. So we won't see shifting there. Wouldn't surprise me if we see maybe a driver or two try it, shifting in both ends of this racetrack, but it's going to be complex, to say the least, of how these guys handle this track here.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So everybody watching at home, we've done the math a little bit. You're going to get about 60 to 65 laps on a fuel run if we stay green. And then about 3 sets of tires in the pit. So the 4 that are on the car, and then the 3 extra sets in the pits. Now, Gary, you mentioned that road course racing might help. And I can't just help with, if you run a next-gen car, it might help with the shifting and everything. Because the way the next-gen car is, you're probably shifting down to either 4th or 3rd here. I think you might have run a couple races here in the next-gen.
Yeah, it's been a while, but yes, I have run a race or two here in this next-gen car. And as the run prolongs itself and as you get further into this race, you will see guys in the next gen car, similar to the trucks, shift down into 4th, if not even 3rd gear, because that car does have a sequential shifter in 5 gears, where this is an H pattern in a 4-gear box. But it's going to be interesting here tonight. The trucks, now more than ever, with the aero package and everything, they drive the most similar to a cup car. So whoever was good here in a cup car, especially that next gen, probably going to be really successful here tonight.
Yeah, and I want to bring up some past winners here at Gateway. We've only run 2 races. Back in 22 last year, Daniel Falkingham ended up winning the pole, leading 62 laps, and then winning the race. And then Justin Fuller back in 2019 only had to lead 2 laps, started P3, but still wins that race. So it looks like we're probably going to average around a possible 7-ish cautions. We're running 120 laps, and we're looking at an average for 5 lead changes between 4 leaders.
Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting race here tonight. Like you said, that 120 laps here, Both times we're running 120 laps here tonight, pending any green white checkers if there's any chaos late in this race. But track position, especially at the end tonight, that is going to be critical for these guys. And of course, the tire fall off. If we do go green, we're guaranteed for a one-stop race. So not going to give you a whole lot of time as far as, you know, being able to take a mental break if we do go green for all 120 laps, as far as what you can do different to improve your driving. Where tonight it's just going to be line them up and let's go. We got qualifying underway now here, so we see Mike Kelly making a lap around the racetrack here, AJ.
Yeah, looks to be really fast. The truck looks nice and smooth. He's running through 3 and 4 now, and it looks like just a little curb in 3 and 4, Gary.
Yeah, there are curbs here and at the bottom of the racetrack to separate the grass from the racing surface. There's not really an apron here. To get on pit road even, it's going to be really tricky for these guys here tonight. There is an access road. They'll have to take that going into the pits and coming out of the pits. So, and that, you know, the apron, the access road, it doesn't have a whole lot of grip to it because there's not a whole lot of rubber that gets laid down. So it could be very dirty. It's going to be very greasy, whether on hot tires coming in or cold tires coming out. So they're going to really have to watch how they get on a pit road tonight and how they get off pit road.
Tyler Dalton currently your leader in qualifying with a 34.15. I lied. Wesley Donaldson goes P1.
34.11. You know, we do have some picks here as we see these guys go through qualifying. Mike Eckhart, what do you got here tonight?
I have Mike Kelly actually in it too.
Yeah, we just looked at him there for a couple minutes. Who do you got, AJ? Who do you got tonight?
Well, I'm taking the driver, the number 58, going with Pedro Mojica.
Okay, solid pick. He was second fastest in practice. And by the way, AJ and I made our picks, y'all, before practice even started tonight. We just threw a name at a dartboard where Mike here had to look at practice times before he could make a decision. I just love throwing shade at Mike. But anyways.
Kevin Brown with a really good lap to go third.
Yes, very good lap there with 34.17. I picked Trey Idson, who was fastest in practice tonight. So, and led 116 laps in the 2019 race here, and started from the pole. So, could be one of those nights where we see him, you know, take the pole and lead every lap, because he led 116 out of 120. So,
yeah, but
you see that gonna be key.
Justin Fuller didn't just come out of nowhere. He started P3 and only needed those 2 laps to beat Trey Idson. So,
that is true, and that's again where we talked about that track position, especially late in these races. Seems like it does come down to a short run at the end. Being in those first couple of rows at the end of the race where you can maybe force a pass, gonna be critical here, because we're gonna see these guys not really run the bottom in 1 and 2. They've kind of been making that a no-go zone because of the shifting. So we'll see these guys run about a lane up off the bottom, maybe even 2 lanes as the track rubber's in, just so they can give themselves a little bit of room. But it's going to be overall some tight racing here tonight, and everybody's going to be fighting for that lane to be fast in.
Big Boss Man, currently in 14th, driving the 14th. He's going to jump up to 13th. Joey Katina with a 34.35.
Yeah, running that old number 14. Rick Crawford is a guy that's mentioned that has ran that truck number here in the past in the Truck Series in real NASCAR. Now Gatina's running it here and kind of running the same similar font from back in the day. Good old Circle Bar Racing, no longer in existence, but they were one of the first truck teams in the series. As we see the number 54 on track now with Jimmy Coleman.
Yeah, he's going to match Joey Gatina's time, but he's going to be in that 15th position. They're going to drop to Trey Idson.
Yeah, very close on time. Gatina ran a 34.352, while Coleman ran a 34.354. So just off by a couple thousand.
And Trey Idson, his second lap is good for 5th.
Yeah, good enough for 5th spot there. He's going to run a 34.21. Qualifying is over, and as we see here, we got 28 trucks that decided to qualify here tonight. So going to be interesting as we get this race started.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what these guys are going to be able to do through a long or short run, whatever we get. But Gary, you were wonderful to bring us the points, talk about them, and where our people sitting 4 races in?
Yeah, so I mean, we got 18 drivers that are going to make the playoffs here in this series when it does start. Um, the biggest mover I kind of want to highlight, Trey Eitzen, and it's not because I picked him. He's actually the biggest mover in points this past week, moved up 25 spots. A couple of other big movers we see, 15 spots for Mike Kelly. He's now 12th in points. We've got Mike Montesi. He's now 16th in points, tied with Steve Ritter. They both moved up 15 points. Steve Ritter moved up 13 spots. 18 drivers make the chase. And right now, from 18th to 22nd, that's as far as back as I went for the points. Everybody's separated by only 4 points, and there's a couple of ties in there as well. So, going to be interesting as we get down to the last couple of races on the edge of the playoffs. These guys do get a couple of drop weeks. So, it's going to be interesting to see who all is going to be in and who all is going to be out by the time we get to it. Your top 3 in points, Brad Coleman and Bentley Glazer, your top 2 there. They stayed the same spot as they were last week. No movement there. Pedro Mojica actually moved up 5 spots last week up into that 3rd position. He has 107 points. So the top 3, they're separated by 22. So still fairly competitive. Going to be interesting as we get, throughout the rest of the regular season here and as these points continue to shake out.
All right, let's run through our starting lineup. I'll take the first 10. Gary, you can take 11 through 20, and we'll throw Mike, the rest of the wonderful people in the Sim500 TranService Truck Series Gateway Field. On your pole, the driver the number 91, Wesley Donaldson. Second, Tyler Dalton. Kevin Brown and Hamish Gallagher rounding out the top 10.
All right, in 11th spot, you have Mike Kelly. Shannon Wood there in 12th. 13th is going to be John Swikart. 14th is going to be Richard Swavely. 15th is going to be Joey Katina, the boss man here. Jimmy Coleman in 16th. 17th is going to be Chad Coleman. I don't know if there's a relation there or not, but they got the same last name. 18th going to be Stoney Benfield. 19th is going to be Robert Frieri. And 20th is going to be Kyle Merkel.
Mike's not paying attention. Mike Mondesi.
All right, okay, all right.
21st, 22nd, Kevin
here.
Stone. 23rd, Scott Smiley, John Fowler, and 24th, 25th, it's Jeff Ryan. And rounding out the rest of the field, you'll see it on your timing and scoring board. But are you ready, Gary?
It's going to be a fun one here tonight. I'm looking forward to Gateway. Usually puts on a pretty good show for these guys.
Well, Pace Truck is down pit road for safety, and away we go. The Sim500 is live here at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
Side by side, almost 3 wide. Eitzen thought about it going into turn number 1.
I thought Nelson Rivera, to be honest with you, was going to put it 3 wide going into turn number 1.
Yeah, there was a couple opportunities for you guys to kind of force it in there, but hey, 120 laps, they know it's kind of a long one here, so going to be interesting as we move forward. Really big gaggle of cars throughout this entire field. 30 of Macklin. A lot of guys, a lot of cars. I mean, everybody was so tight in practice. I saw it looked like the top 20 guys were all separated by from 1st to 25th, about a half second. So really close field here tonight at Gateway.
Yeah, and it's going to be really interesting to see what's going to happen over the run with who's burning off their tires and who's not. So look for some people within the back end of that top 10 to move up towards the front. But right now you're looking at the 06 of Brian Daly and the 22 of Nelson Rivera. They're battling side by side. And here comes Richard Beasley in that beautiful number 10 Tide car.
Yeah, can't go wrong with that beautiful Tide ride. Number 10 there, Richard Beasley, makes sense. Number 10, Ricky Rudd, used to run that back in the day when he when he was an owner driver himself. So
brings back some memories from when I first got into watching NASCAR. Like the Speed Channel used to show all those old races.
yeah, for sure, they did a good job with those.
And it looks like we've really gotten single file, Gary. You know, what is the preferred line? Because it looks like they're running about the middle.
Yeah, you're really going to want to run about the middle in turns 1 and 2. This track is old and wore out, so not a whole lot of grip down on the bottom. And like we mentioned with the gear ratios earlier, it really bogs you down to try and run up against that curb there in turns 1 and 2. So you're really going to see a lot of guys try to run that middle lane. Turns 3 and 4, you kind of have an option whether you want to run the curb or if you want to run a lane higher, you can. So they're going to be, turns 3 and 4, they're going to be looking for grip just about every single lap. But 1 and 2, you can look for it to be pretty much one groove and everybody hugging the middle lane.
Yeah, we're currently watching the top 5 on your screen right there. They're only separated by just about a second.
Yeah, and you're really going to see them hug that seam there, that first seam in turns 1 and 2. That's where you're going to really look for them to be at to get the most speed out of the truck. It seems like it's worked for mostly everybody in practice, and that's just kind of where everybody's wound up so far.
Man, Tyler Dalton is doing what he's been doing all season, is getting up front, leading some laps. Hasn't been able to close it out yet, but has really shown that number 19 to have some speed. Dropping back further, you're looking at the number 2 of Mike Kelly, looking to the inside of John Swayhart. Ooh, I thought he was going to get in there a little too hard and give him a little bump.
Yeah, and that is also something that we'll see here too. This track can have the speed of an intermediate, kind of like a Nashville Super Speedway, which where we'll be going next week. But this place really does race like a short track. Kind of gets you the speed of like a New Hampshire or a Richmond, but definitely in the corners, still good old short track racing.
Well, I'm happy I kind of pulled that when we were talking about it earlier, because it seems like it's a Darlington, a New Hampshire, and a Phoenix. All tracks I'm god-awful at. But I'm happy that these drivers are really throwing these trucks into these turns and putting on some good lap times and good battles as we've seen so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these guys are putting on a pretty good show. And we'll see here as the run goes on. It just gets harder and harder to pass. So it wouldn't fully shock me if we try and see some guys to use the bumper as we get going here. As we see Tyler Dalton in the lead here. I don't know if we covered that lead change or not, but started second, currently running in that first position. Wesley Donaldson under a little bit of pressure here from Tommy Ryan for that second spot. Been on his bumper in the corners here the last couple laps, so going to be interesting to see how these guys fare out here as the laps unwind here. And you see even Wesley there, right there in 1 and 2. Running a little bit of a higher line than Tommy Ryan. Tommy was running that middle line, running that first seam, where Donaldson was kind of running that second seam there in turns 1 and 2. So running a little bit of a higher line, and it seems to be working for him in 1 and 2, but 3 and 4 seems to be maybe a struggle point for him.
Yeah, and they're two different corners. You know, it's literally the layout of Darlington, and you got to run them completely different, as we're going to jump on board with the number 93 of Kevin Brown, as I brain farted right there. And we're going to stay on with the number 93 for about a lap to see, you know, how's the shifting, see if there's any tire squeal.
It sounded like he might have shifted right there for just a half second there in 3 and 4. It looks like he did, definitely, for sure. So we're 10 laps into this run now, and we're starting to see guys shift at both ends of this racetrack. So, and it's definitely just one thing and one thing only, AJ, just to keep that momentum up. It does help the truck with rotating in the middle of the corner, so that way they don't have to fight with the tight conditions so much. So Kevin Brown so far, you know, looking pretty good, looking pretty sporty in that 93. But yeah, you see him kind of fighting that wheel off of turn number 4, a little bit of a left and right turn combination there, kind of swatting some bees, if you will, inside the race truck.
Gotta thank everybody for tuning in to All-Star 15 TV tonight. Whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and follow, because we have plenty of content, not just iRacing. We go out there and play some games with some of the funniest people in the world, But on Monday and Wednesdays, it's all iRacing. And tonight, I was looking forward to, because it's my first race watching here at Gateway. And these guys are really putting on a show. As you see the 30 of Brian Macklin trying to get closer and closer to Kevin Brown, but he's getting some trouble behind him with Brian Daly, Byron Daly, and Nelson Rivera.
Just want to give a shout out in chat. We see a few people commenting, pulling for the fast pastor. That's number 75, Stony Benfield. Just want to give them a little bit of a shout out. Maybe even see if we can get some camera time for that number 75. There you go, guys. See that y'all are pulling for him. Tell him to go get it. Keep on digging. And so far, he's started 18th and he's running 18th. So not a whole lot of movement for him so far. But again, Gateway, AJ, pretty tough place to pass, especially after we get all strung out here. I say that as we have, it looks like a couple battles brewing here between the 14, 38, 54. Those guys kind of running some different lines and trying to get some momentum up and get these guys going a little bit here.
So as we have our first
a yellow. We have a wreck.
John Fowler. Oh, he's got a lot of damage. We're going to have to back that up and see where he got that from. Oh, he got that a while ago.
Oh, here we go.
It just took a while for that caution to come out.
Yeah, it looks like he scraped the wall off of turn 4 and hit the inside wall.
And we see this at Bristol. We see it at Dover, and I'm guessing we're gonna see it here too at Gateway if we have some wrecks. That you're just gonna ping pong from one wall to the other. He's lost all steering in that truck.
Yeah, he lost all the steering in that truck, trying to maintain his control, as you can see there. But yeah, AJ, it's tough here. I mean, places, New Hampshire can kind of do this to you, the exit of the corner, Phoenix, places like that, where you just get tight off the exit of the corner. You think you can give it a little more gas than what you're doing, and soon enough, you just end up in the fence at the exit of these corners. And with it being so narrow, you can find yourself an inside wall pretty quick.
Now, here's the thing that we got to throw out there. Mike Kelly and Brian Wertman are both staying out.
I think they just wanted to get some points in TV time.
Well, fair. That's probably a very fair point. But we've also seen that the last couple races here have had 5 cautions and then 10 cautions. So could this be a strategy play, thinking that we are going to get more cautions later on down the road, and they could possibly be sitting with an extra set of tires while everybody else is fighting for grip?
Definitely could be, but I mean, we've seen here in the past couple of weeks here, AJ, where we see a couple of guys like Mike Kelly or Brian or somebody that may not be running up front and competing for those laps led. So if they get a quick caution,
exactly what they're doing.
Stay out for a lap, get those points. Very good point though, but with them running about 15 to 16 laps there that first run, I really didn't anticipate anybody trying to stay out. I definitely could see if anybody maybe tried 2 tires there on that pit stop to buy themselves a little bit of track position, but it looks like for the most part everybody just got 4 and topped it off with fuel.
Yeah,
now,
like Mike Kelly is coming down pit road, actually.
Yeah, him and Brian Wertman both. We were just talking about that. It looked like Mike just stayed out to get the points, but now he's going to be giving up his track position here for some tires and gas, and it could be one of those things too, AJ and Mike, where he could be just trying to, take it easy, maybe fall to the back a little bit, get out of kind of the hornet's nest, and just watch all the wrecks unfold in front of him.
Hey, 1 point is 1 point.
I did notice through that run, kind of watching, some guys are running different lines to save tires, and the shifting. I did pick up on something interesting, especially with Tyler Dalton, and who was in the 91 that it was in second place, or not the 91. Was it the 91?
Donaldson?
Yeah, it was. It was Wesley. Tyler isn't driving it in as hard as Wesley was, but he's downshifting. I want to say a lot later, and is back up in the throttle and on the wheel a lot later than Wesley is. That's why he's getting away so easy down the straightaways, and Wesley is starting to struggle.
Yeah, and it definitely could be that, to your point there, people just have different shifting points, and maybe Tyler has definitely figured it out to where he can run a little bit of a quicker lap just by, driving it into the corner a little harder. Means he could shift a little later and then get back to the gas theoretically a little later, and it just works out for him. And, with Wes, he's doing the opposite, and it's worked for him up to this point, but definitely not the overall fast way to do it, as you have a decent run there. It wasn't a long run by any means, but definitely enough where you could see your tire wear and see, okay, was I playing it too conservative that first run? Can I go a little harder, or was I going too hard and maybe need to reel it in a little bit? And I think that's why it's always nice to have a caution within the first 15 to 20 laps of a race, so you can see where you stand with your tire wear and how your driving style is affecting the tires and ultimately your car and your race and everything like that.
Yeah, we're about a half a lap away from throwing these trucks back under the green flag. And if anything from those first 15 laps have shown us anything, is that you really need to pick and choose your lane going into these turns, because it can really mess you up on exit.
Yeah, and the more later we get into this race, the more we're going to see dive bombing. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that the later we get into this race.
And we are green. Swinehart, great launch, leaving Daly in the dust.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a few of our friends here, AJ, kind of picked up on my strategy there a little bit. Maybe taking 2 tires here at the beginning stage of this race to see if it works out for them later. Get the 30 around, and the caution is out again.
Big trouble back straight away.
Tricky on these restarts here, AJ. Is we're going to probably get a good replay of that. You get the mixture of either staying out gas only, 2 tires, or 4 tires. So
Holy
it's
cow.
interesting here. That exit of turn 2 there got really tight with Macklin get right reared. So we'll have to see what happened there.
That was a Daytona wreck.
Yeah, it looks like they were 3 wide. Maybe Macklin didn't realize they were 3 wide until it was too late.
I feel like they were anticipating the 32 was trying to get out of the way, and the 30 didn't expect the 19 to be there.
Yeah, again, 3 wide and not expecting it, or maybe, that kind of thing. So, but yeah, that involved a ton of trucks there.
We're going to go on board with Wesley Donaldson.
Let's see how he gets through this mess.
He doesn't.
Oh no.
Okay, bye, Wesley.
But look at
commentators.
But yeah, you look at it here, man. I mean, everybody's just kind of piling in, and with this track being so narrow,
Mike Kelly.
If there's a wreck like that at the front of the field, you just have nowhere to go. But let's watch Mike Kelly here. Now he gave up all of his track position. Watch this. He's gonna look like the smartest man in the room.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. Nice. Good driving there, Mike. Good work. Look at all that disaster he avoided by giving up his track position.
And he passed half the field by doing that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you can get away with doing that here, especially early on in this race. But like I was mentioning before we had that wreck there, a lot of different strategies there early. I mean, we saw some guys take 2 tires. Some people take fuel only, and I mean, that's just kind of the result that you're going to get. Unfortunately, that's just racing sometimes, where people are on different strategies, wanting to try different things and see if they can get off sequence with the leader. Because you know what? If you follow the leader, guess what you're going to do?
Right behind the leader.
Follow the leader. That's right. So, hey, they had to try something there, and I got to give them credit for at least trying.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank everybody for commenting, hitting that like button. We see all the comments that are coming through, whether it's Facebook or YouTube. So who you rooting for? It looks like we got Joe, did you really just say go pace car?
He is rooting for the pace car, apparently. Well, pace car is making his second appearance.
I think
doing a lot of winning right now.
And it's actually not a pace car; it is a pace truck, Joe. So gonna have to get your cars right.
Wow, that sounds like what he said to us after our Daytona race.
You're right, where we kept calling it a race car, but it's a race truck. Yeah, it's a pace truck, Joe.
Man,
I'm waiting for the comment. It'll be fine.
Oh, it's going to be great. We got currently 21 people watching. Hit that share button wherever you're watching. Let's see if we can blow up the Sim500, because we've had nothing but good racing from the TranService Truck Series Sim500 group of drivers. And we're currently just pacing around. Byron Daly is your race leader, followed by Trey Eitzen, Tommy Ryan, Kevin Brown, and Tyler Dalton, rounding out your top 5 here tonight so far.
Yeah, I'm sure we got 19 viewers here in YouTube land there, AJ. Looks like 22 overall, so good night so far.
Yeah, I appreciate everything. I love it when people come talk to us. I love it when people hit that like button, because your name will pop up.
Yes, especially if you share it, especially on Facebook.
Yeah, if you hit that like or subscribe button or follow button on Facebook, you'll get a good beer bash. As I'll just reanimate the one that Joe did. There it is.
There you go. You get that.
Yes, we're
All
getting
right.
ready
Well,
to go.
we are 1 to green here, AJ. We're going to go green this time by. Almost called you Joe. Shouldn't
Fine.
have done that.
I've been called
You know?
worse.
That's true.
Mostly late for dinner.
We'll see. Joe is having a grand old time in our chat there, Golf McLaren F1. We see you. We're watching you.
So a
How
great,
much for
great moderator too.
How much for Michael to shout out something completely random? I don't know. We'll find out.
I don't think you
Well,
need
here's
to
a
pay him.
random-
I think he just does it
Here's a
anyway.
random fact for you. There's a go-kart track in the middle of this racetrack.
There's multiple.
Yes, there is one in the infield.
I just noticed that.
Yep.
There you go. Here's something random for you.
Must have caught it on a good day for the scan. Probably caught it in the middle of that on that day. All right, well, we got the Chevrolet Pace truck getting ready to make its way down to the safety of pit road here, AJ.
Yeah, Byron Daly, your control car on the outside, Trey Eitzen to the inside, and we are green again at Gateway.
Oh, I don't know if there was wheel spin, but that 99 definitely gave that 7 a good push on the front straightaway. We'll have to check that restart. I don't know if the 7 made that move after the finish line or not, as far as coming up to the outside. These guys are side by side as they exit turn number 2.
Look at Kevin Brown working that outside as he's got Tyler Dalton to the inside.
Yeah, he's able to make that work pretty good for him. I don't know if he just clipped the safer barrier there at the exit of 4.
You might have jinxed him there, AJ.
But you know, he was able to make it work there for the most part.
Ooh!
Look at the 99, able to make it work on the bottom. 8 wheels are better than 4. Look at that at the exit of turn number 2.
Gotta be
99
careful on
to
who you
7
do
getting
that
together.
to. And you see Eitzen coming down to show a little bit of displeasure there.
Yeah, I don't think he was quite happy with that 99 sliding up like he did. Now the 7's going to fall back a little bit here. Just give him time to get his bearings right, cool his tires down, maybe try to make another run at it. Look at the 19 of Dalton here, getting a push from Kevin Brown on the straightaway. And, you know, this track does help with that draft down the straightaway. It can play a little bit of a factor here. We saw that with the Cup Series when they were here a few weeks ago. Same thing with the trucks. So, and honestly, in the sim, that draft can help you a little bit down the straightaway. You just don't want it in the corners with all that dirty air. As we see a battle for the lead here, look at Tommy Ryan. He's going to be to the inside there of Byron Daly. Looks like he's going to lead this lap, and that's where you're just going to see the 4-tire effect versus the 2 tires there, and Byron's just going to fall back to second and possibly even fall back to third here as he's got Trey all over his back bumper. Now he's got Kevin Brown as well.
Ooh, as he got a little squirrely coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, and we're going to see that a lot here tonight as the tires get older. You know, as they're coming off of turn number 2, they're also kind of at an awkward shifting point right there as well for the exit of the corner.
You know, even with him taking those 2 tires, he is holding his own up front.
Yeah, he is. He's doing a really good job. And I think it could be one of those things where maybe Byron was expecting a lot more cautions there, you know, as we get to this early portion of the race and thinking maybe he could hold on to this for a little while. So we'll just kind of have to see what happens and see how he fares. If we do get a longer run here, maybe get 20, 30 laps and get another yellow, kind of see where he falls, and if he does fall back at all, how much, and see if it works for him on a short run. But so far, I mean, we're seeing it. It's evident. It's working for him.
Yeah, I think it's really going to matter if we get another 10 to 15 laps on these tires where we're really going to see that '06 start falling off, but he's still sitting pretty
and
with
I
them
think these
battling
drivers are
right
taking
behind him.
notes. Yeah, so they're battling right behind him here. And I think these guys are also taking some notes here late in the race. You know, if I do need to come down here and pit for whatever reason,
Oh,
if you
yellow
want three
flag.
tires,
The
we got another
30
yellow
with an
here.
issue, Brian Macklin.
Oh, another one? Oh, boy.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. He has no nose. What happened? Oh, contact.
You said no nose, and I immediately was like, that's not Voldemort. And here
Let's
he
see.
is.
Going off of turn number 2. Does he get loose?
Oh, no.
Truck in front of them got loose there.
Joey Gattina gets loose, and nowhere
And
for
Macklin
Macklin to
with
go.
nowhere to go, unfortunately. That's
No.
unfortunate for both those guys.
That's going to hurt in the morning.
Well, I mean, it's definitely paying dividends for Daly. I mean, he only lost what? Well, he's still in second, really.
Yeah.
I mean, he only lost one spot there. And again, I think these guys were just taking a mental note there for the end of the race. If I do need to come down here and get tires late, maybe I could make 2 tires work. And so far, I mean, if you look at if Byron here, he's able to make it work so far.
Well, I know one driver that's happy about the yellow. That would be our number 7 up here sitting fourth, Kevin Brown. He's got to be frustrated.
93.
Oh, is it?
70
Oh,
Trey.
that's right. Yep.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I had it on the wrong thing. Trey and Kevin. I thought I was
Yes,
pretty
include
sure
them both.
they were going to wreck. Well, this is perfect because it was both of them being a big part of this. I thought they were going to wreck themselves or the '06 going into 3 those last couple times by. Trey's trying to get around and hold off Kevin at the same time and almost turned himself. Gary, what do you think? Do you think 2 tires this early really is a good strategy?
I mean, you always want to try something for later in the race if you can get away with it. That's why I always thought like having an early race caution, seeing what would happen if you could hold on for 10, 15 laps by doing a tire strategy like what Byron did. I think it could really help you. So far it has, but I mean, we really haven't had a run for him to get going and seeing what it looks like over the course of a long run. Normally 2 tires here in a long run doesn't really pan out. But so far in the short run, if we keep getting these restarts, that advantage of having 4 tires will continue to go away until these guys pit again. Which again, they're still going to have to pit one more time for fuel. So we got about 90 to go. You can go about 60 laps here on a tank of gas here, 65 if you really manage your stuff well. So once they get into that window of no more worries of green flag pit stops here. They still have to keep that in the back of their mind as well in the event they do go green. But, I mean, we've seen here so far, Mike, Gateway's been pretty tough, and cautions have tended to breed cautions here early on.
Absolutely.
So,
What we got going on, AJ? We could probably do an interview. What do you think?
well, depends. Who do you want to talk to?
Let's talk to somebody further back. Let's talk to Chris Scala. Chris Scala, Gary Wells up here in the booth. Got a copy?
Hey, what's up, man?
Oh, we're just hanging out here under caution, just like you are. How's the truck doing, man? You started 26, you're up to 20th. How's your race been so far?
It's been a lot of learning, I guess. I'm struggling. This is a whole different monster racing with these guys at Sim500 here, but our 40 racewear Chevy is we're logging laps right now, just trying to do the best we can here with what we got, and just trying to get a good clean race here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good luck to you here the rest of the way. Lights are off that beautiful pace truck, so you're getting ready to take that green flag. Good luck to you the rest of the way here.
Sounds good. Appreciate the fans listening, and TranService, appreciate their sponsorship. Thanks, Gary.
All right, no problem. Hopefully we'll be seeing you later.
It's always good when we get a chance to talk to a driver, but before we get going, I want to thank all our sponsors here at All Star All-Star 15 TV, the Nerds Do Nerd Things podcast. Go check them out. New episodes go live every Thursday on YouTube. The Drinking Bros Auto Racing Facebook page. If you want to talk about anything auto racing, that is the place to go. Wrestling over everything. Pretty much same thing, just about wrestling. Go to that Facebook page. They are phenomenal. And Falcon Grafix, $5 off your first paint when you mention All-Star 15 TV.
All right, that beautiful pace truck again getting off down to the safety of pit road here in the TranService Truck Series, the Gateway Raceway here. And the green flag is back in the air. Tommy Ryan getting a very good jump on the restart here. He's going to be able to get that first spot and be single file amongst our top two getting into turn one. Really our top four. And again, another restart here, Mike. So we're going to be able to see here if these guys can spread out a little bit, maybe get a couple of green flag laps in. I know that's what the admin are probably wanting to see, and I know these drivers are wanting to see as well, just to get some laps under our belt under green flag conditions. As you see a lot of guys struggling with the exit of 4, AJ, toward the middle of the back of the pack here. Just getting really close up to that safety barrier, if not just scraping it a little bit.
You have a couple people hitting the wall coming out of turn 2 there.
Yeah, it's a struggle here, man. You get that exit of 2 and that exit of 4. You think you got a lot more room than what you actually have here. It's kind of like Nashville Super Speedway in that regard, where you think you have more room than what you actually do. And that's where I've also said it's kind of like a flat Darlington, because you can't get a gateway stripe here, like a Darlington stripe.
I think the gateway stripe is worse than Darlington.
Well, yeah, the gateway stripe can ruin you and take you out of the whole race, that's for sure. We've seen that a couple times already, with a couple of guys getting either loose or hitting the wall and coming down in front of traffic.
My personal experience, I'll prefer the Darlington stripe.
Well, yeah, because you can just kind of glide along the wall. Sometimes you can gain a time advantage. We won't talk about that.
Yeah. They got to move for second up here in the 93.
Yeah, Kevin Brown doing really good, staying up within this top 5. Gets by Byron Daly. He's still battling with Byron. Oh no, Byron's fallen back to 4th, it looks like.
Yeah, he's fallen back a little bit here, and I think this might be where, if we get a few more laps under our belt, where he might start to fall back just a tad. He knew he probably didn't have the speed to compete with these guys up here, Ryan and Kevin Brown and Eitz in here, but, you know, he's holding steady in the top 5, holding serve pretty good. If he can maintain this top 5 spot, maybe even stay in the top 6 or 7, we get another yellow. I think he's sitting in a really good spot.
You know, a driver that looks like he's having an issue, and he's stuck on that was stuck on that outside, is a 19 of Tyler Dalton. It looks like he's got some right rear damage on that truck.
Yeah, I think in one of the early, as the 10 spins around here, no caution. Caution's out
there
now.
It is.
The 10, we'll have to see what happened to him. He got loose. I don't know. Maybe he had help.
Well, you're going to see the 10 of Richard Beasley right here.
Oh, he got loose. It almost looks like, Eckhart, that maybe he locked up the rear brake.
Ooh, I don't want to say for sure what he did, but I have an idea.
What's the idea?
Because
maybe
Wesley
a wheel hop, maybe he shifted too soon.
Yeah, because Wesley did it in the beginning of the race trying to get to Tyler, and he about spun out.
Robert Fieri almost does the exact same thing.
Yeah, I think at that point he was just trying to avoid the wreck and just lost all his track position in the process. Didn't hit anybody or anything, but...
Well, that's the thing. Neither driver hit anything outside of mowing some lawn, but...
Yeah, but it looked like, to your point there, Mike, I don't know if he locked the rears up, you know, and the brakes, and it caused the wheel hop that way, or maybe he shifted too early. But, I mean, we have seen these guys shifting all night long, so I think my gut's telling me I think it's that shifting thing they're trying to do.
It sounds like I just listened to the onboard. It does. It sounds like he might have downshifted a tad too soon. It's kind of hard to tell, to be honest.
Still your race leader, Tommy Ryan in the number 99. But your biggest mover, it looks like so far, is Pedro Mojica, who is my pick. Gotta throw it out there.
29th to 6th so far. Looks like, speaking of Tyler Dalton, we were just talking about him before the caution came out. Probably taking the time here to repair the damage he has on his on the rear of that truck. I think in one of the early, either at the very beginning start of this race or one of the early restarts, I think he got hit from behind at some point, or maybe he scraped the outside wall just a tad with his right rear quarter panel, but it seems like with the repairs he's made now, he's going to be fully good to go thanks to this new damage model.
The only issue with him being fully good to go is he's all the way back in 25th position.
Yeah, he definitely gave up his 12th spot there, all that track position. It's going to hurt him. At least he's going to probably, around that 25th, 27th spot there. By the time we get back going green, we do have a lucky dog. It was Ron Holyfield there in that number 11 Napa Chevrolet. Want to interview another driver, AJ?
Well, aren't we getting the one to go here?
Are we getting the one to go? I don't know.
No, we're not.
We are not, because the Holyfield just took the lucky dog. Who do you want to interview?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'll let you pick again.
Well, if we pull Shannon Wood in here, but you talk to him.
Hey, Shannon Wood, it's AJ, Gary, and Mike in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, my friend?
Yeah, tempo, I got you.
Hey, dude, how's the car feel? How's the race going? And is it going kind of the way you expected?
Yeah, pretty much. I kind of messed up on that first pit stop. I was unsure if I was going to get 4 tires or just gas, and I tried to clear it when I come in, and I got right. So right now I'm on rights and trying to keep up with these guys.
Well, you started 12th. You're currently sitting in 12th. You know, it looks like from a lot of people having issues that you've been able to keep that O2 nice and clean, knock on wood that anything happens to you. But have you really felt how the car changes through a run yet, or are we having too little of runs?
Yeah, it's starting in 3 and 4, starting to tighten up a good bit, but 1 and 2 still pretty good so far. But at 3 and 4 so flat, it's hard to keep it off the wall.
All right, well, you guys are getting ready to go green. Want to throw any shout-outs before we let you get ready to go back racing?
I just appreciate you guys broadcasting the race, man, and all the Sim500 Mafia.
All right, brother. Well, good luck the rest of the way.
I appreciate it.
All right, that's Shannon Wood, driver the number 02, sitting in
and
12th.
that Sim500 Mafia he's talking about. It is a very full room down there.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know, they got a lot of guys in there.
I normally joke of there's a weight limit for the broadcast booth, but there's like 10 guys in that Discord lobby.
They're gonna need some freight elevators to move them up and down. That's for sure.
I can't imagine what'll happen if they get mad at each other in there.
Oh, it's all like Donkey Kong, I would imagine.
Well, we're closing out our 4th caution here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Seems like a really fun track. I don't know if I would want to take a truck to it. Maybe this would be great for like you said earlier, the next gen car, but Pace Truck is down and away, and we are green once again, and Tommy Ryan with a great launch.
Yeah, Trey Heitzen there too with a good, pretty solid launch. It looked like he had a little bit of a wheel spin there. Coming to take the green, so he's going to stay right side by side with Byron Daly here as we got Kevin B. Brown all over the back bumper of that 99.
Yeah, it looks like Trey has had 2 restarts back to back where he might have had some wheel spin, and now he's just trying to battle with the 06 of Daly.
Yeah, now you see Kevin Brown coming down to the inside of that 99 there of Tommy Ryan. Let's see what happens here off of turn number 4. Still side by side. Looks like Ryan's going to get a good run and be able to clear Kevin. And that's what Shannon was kind of talking about with us there. Yeah, 3 and 4 gets tight, but it seems like you can defend pretty good up on that high side.
Ooh.
Oh, we got few trucks getting loose back here toward the back of the pack. Everybody keeping it straight, though. It looks like they're 3 and 4 wide back here.
Yeah, that's the number 5 is who we saw really kick out. And there's the 3
look at
as
him,
well.
full send there. Chris Scotland, the 5.
And we saw the number 3 of Jeff Ryan get completely sideways.
Yeah, these guys are definitely taking no prisoners right now. That is for sure.
No kidding. No quarter whatsoever.
Oh, we got a spin. 1 up in the fence, 2 up in the fence, and 1.
Give us a number, homie.
We're watching it. The
can't see the
127
Oh,
of
the
Kevin England
127.
and the 77 of Robert Fury.
Well, it wasn't fast pastor, so I guess we're good, right?
And we are under
He's kind of back
caution
in that area with them.
once again.
Actually, he was right there with them.
I will work on giving you the number faster, Gary. I saw it out of the corner of my screen.
Well,
Okay?
it looked like the 127 did the same thing that the 10 did a second ago.
Well, let's take a look at it.
He was all by himself and just kind of spun.
Who would
Almost
Robert
like that,
Fury just follow the leader there?
And I don't know. Maybe he was expecting
Oh.
the 6 to drive deeper. I'm not sure, but
Well, what
the
happened
77
here?
spun, and then they both still kind of made contact afterwards. I don't know what that was all about, but
Yeah, I'm not too sure either. Let's jump on board with the 127.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
well, he kind of locks it up. I don't know if maybe he thought there was contact with them too, or what. But
Well, the 77 wasn't even close.
they kind of
He was trying the turn.
Yeah.
He thought
Yeah,
the 77 was going to get moving, and the 77 didn't get moving.
Nope. Yep. Just one of them deals right there.
I can hear a couple people probably screaming at their computer monitors from here.
Probably.
Right. A little bit of a disagreement. I wonder if they're down in the Sim500 Mafia right there.
Their virtual race car table.
Ding, ding, ding. You know, now it's kind of turning into a virtual boxing ring.
Yeah, well, we don't talk about boxing. We talk about wrestling. We're sponsored by Wrestling Over
sorry,
Everything.
sorry. I meant to say wrestling. It happens.
You know, ding, ding, ding. The following contest is scheduled for one fall. But then again, you need Tony Chimmel to do that.
Oh, yeah.
The rated R superstar. If we have any
Here,
wrestling fans out there, they're probably laughing.
Well, you were talking about the car combination here with this track. I mean, yeah, trucks seem to put on a decent show here, but you know, like you said, we've had a lot of cautions here. Next Gen seems to race pretty good here, but this track, just in general, is kind of tough, and it seems to either you get good racing or you kind of get a caution fest. There's not really an in between here at this racetrack, but they do have late model stocks race here, super late models race here all the time. I know ARCA, I believe, races here, at least a regional series of ARCA races here every year. So it does. You get a variety of different cars here, different series. I know IndyCar, it's their last oval race of the year. They actually come here to Gateway. So it definitely puts on a great show in those IndyCars. And I know that's definitely one of our viewers' favorite tracks, Joe's, here in iRacing, is these Indy cars at Gateway.
Yeah, I know. It just seems like when we're green, we're having good racing, but it seems like there's a fine edge that these drivers can't go over, and a lot of them just put a toe over, and they have a wrecked race car because of it, or a race truck.
That we're dealing with here tonight. The track temperature is 123 degrees, 122 now. So
Ouch.
It is very slick and very slippery out there. I know that ambient's right at around 80 degrees. When they raced here in real life a few weeks ago, it was one of the hottest race they probably have had all year up to this point. It was an ambient temp of 90 degrees, and that track temp was pushing around 130, 150 degrees. So it's been a pretty greasy track here so far, and I think that's what's kind of been leading to these guys not having a whole lot of grip and causing some of these spins.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you have to adapt either way.
Yeah, I don't think that heat on the track is really helping the grip. But if you got any like eggs or bacon or sausage that you need cooked, you've come to the right place.
I mean, I have seen it done before, where it's a hot day in the summertime. You got a patch of asphalt. Seen some people, on Instagram, just crack open an egg on a skillet, leave it on the asphalt, and bam, you got fried eggs.
Dude, I've seen somebody use a car to bake cookies.
Yes. Now there was one time. Yes, baked cookies. Now I did see in IMSA. I have seen this done. I've heard about it. Where I think it was a GT3 car several years ago. They left a hamburger patty in there, raw hamburger patty before the race, and of course, the car, it gets naturally hot in there over the course of a 24-hour race. They were saying after that race that burger was perfect and fully cooked.
Well, Pace Truck is down and away. Tommy Ryan, Kevin Brown. Here we go. Green flag back in the air, and Tommy Ryan is gone and away. Now we're looking for the battle for second as Eitzen look into the 93. Not going to get there, but still battling with Byron Daly.
Yeah, Byron's been hanging tough there. Still hanging in that top 5. Side by side here, it looks like for that 5th position there between Pedro and Chad right there.
That points leader Chad, by the way.
Yeah, points leader Chad, yep. And it looks like he might have gotten up into the fence there just a hair.
And we're talking about points as I'm looking at it. Bentley Glazer is not here. Second place in points, -5 back from Chad Coleman.
Caution, we got another incident.
Mike Montesi and Jeff Ryan.
That's not good.
Oh.
Let's see what happens here going into turn number 1.
Oh, he's going to get a little neck coated, but I think they were going to touch either way. Oh.
Yeah, it looked like they were. Oh, my. What a hit there for the 3 truck of Jeff Ryan. After the fact, looked like he collided there, or the 43 collided with him.
Yeah, Doug Roth.
Big hit right there. Yeah, it looked like they were going to hit either way. I was kind of looking at your screen here as we're able to do that. Kind of looked like he got turned, but
here's the 43.
I just see the neck you're talking about. Yeah, on board here with Roth.
Oh, he couldn't see anything.
Up. Yeah, he couldn't really see between the other trucks, and he was trying to check up and just couldn't get it done.
That is 100% gonna leave a mark, and you really got to feel for Doug Roth there. He was doing everything right, sticking to the outside, away from the wreck, and out of nowhere.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if maybe the 3 just overcorrected there. But
Gary,
yeah,
hop on board with Jeff for a second, because I need a second opinion on that, actually. It looks like he hits the bump in the middle of the corner, and it moves him up a lane.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. We have seen that here, too.
Here's Jeff Ryan.
I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a bump there, but I don't think it would send him up that much. Surely not, right?
No.
It didn't look like it. The truck definitely looked unhappy going into that turn.
Yeah, it definitely looked unhappy. I see what you're talking about there, but I don't know if it was maybe kind of wheel hopped into him, maybe kind of, and it shoved the nose up the track a little bit and into that 6. But he definitely overcorrected because he kind of had the 6 there, and then he got clipped. It looks like by the 6 actually. So
it's just one of them unfortunate deals, that tight late racing this late into a corner.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're almost to the halfway mark here as we're down with our 6th caution. Been a struggle for sure, to say the least, in the beginning stages of this race.
Yeah, and this track we know is definitely not easy. But we are going to take a quick commercial break. When we return, it'll be the restart with just about the race to go. Your leader right now, Tommy Ryan and Kevin Brown. So we'll be right back, everybody.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Industries across the board utilize fleet trucks on a daily basis, from your local utility company to your grocery store, and many of these companies choose full-service fleet leasing. With a traditional lease, you're responsible for everything after you get the truck, but a full-service lease includes all the maintenance and other services at a set cost. Regardless of the scope or range of your fleet needs, TranService will engineer a fully customized, full-service fleet leasing solution optimized to your requirements. From asset acquisition requiring no capital investment, to the engineering, configuration, and selection of your fleet equipment, to the people, facilities, and equipment to keep your fleet maintained and repaired. TranService gives you everything you need, with advantageous fleet pricing based on our national account status, compliance expertise, inspections, licensing, permitting, personal property taxes, nationwide roadside service. We cover it all for you. Contact us today to learn why leading companies rely on TranService for complete turnkey leasing solutions.
We are back, everybody. You're just tuning in to All-Star 15 TV. It is the Sim500 TranService Truck Series from Worldwide Technology Raceway. Right now, Tommy Ryan, your leader, Kevin Brown to his outside. We're about to go green once again. We see all the chat. Once we get the restart pretty much underway and get going, we'll go through them a little bit, but the pace truck is off and away. And here we go. Green flag back in the air. Tommy Ryan with a great hole shot going into turn one. He's going to clear Kevin Brown. And now the battle is back right around with Pedro Mojica and Mike Kelly. Mike, what do you see back there?
Those guys side by side.
Oh, well, Gary, what are you seeing?
A lot of battles so far. Looks like Richard has covered pretty decently after his spin. Still in the top 10 in that 10th position. Still looking pretty good. The 13 truck here of Hamish Gallagher in 10th spot here. A lot of gaggle of trucks here. They're 3 wide almost behind this group. Looks like the 19 of Tyler Dalton using the very outside to try and get through some of these trucks. Not a whole lot of opportunity for him to be able to make up some track positions, so he's kind of had to make some passes 2 and 3 wide. Not something we're normally to see him doing here, especially a track this narrow.
Yeah, and speaking of the 75, looks like his fan club is back in the YouTube chat and Facebook chat here. Looked like he got caught on pit road for speeding, and they're telling him that he better race the rest of the way nice and clean.
Absolutely. Hey, you know, sometimes you just gotta be blatantly honest, and they're being honest with Stoney here. You know, don't race like you know.
Man,
don't
just
be
rip
dumb.
the Band-Aid off. Jeez.
Right.
Ow.
We got a lead change here.
Kevin
Lead
Brown,
change here
P1.
with Kevin Brown. Let's see how that happened.
Gotta
Where'd
find
Tommy
it,
Ryan
give me
go?
a sec.
Oh, Tommy Ryan fell all the way back to 5th. Three wide here for second.
That looks like fun. Mike Kelly coming out of basically nowhere.
Thinking better of it though. Look at Byron though, holding strong with those 2 tires or possibly no tires.
Here's the pass for P1 going into turn 1. Looked to be set up perfectly from Kevin Brown.
Did Tommy get into the fence?
No, but he really had to get out of the gas there.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of lost his momentum there. They were so tight side by side. Let's see what happens here coming off of turn 4.
They're going to go 3 wide in the 3.
And looks like Tommy kind of, well, Kevin Brown maintains his.
That's where it happens.
That's where it happens. He loses his momentum off of 2. Has to back out. That's how the pass to the lead happened. There's still 3 wide here, AJ. The 06, the 2, and the 58.
Oh,
06 thought better of it, backs out. Nelson Rivera with some issues here, I think. Caution's out.
Nelson saved it. I think they might have stacked up behind him.
Looks like Hamish Gallagher had to jump the pit road.
And, oh yeah, it was definitely behind him. The 13 head first into the wall. Looks like he got turned by the 19 here.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, it looked like the 13 was already cutting back to the right a little bit anyway, just to try to continue to check up. Maybe the back end of that truck got a little bit upset, and the 19 just kind of finished him off, unfortunately. Yeah, you'll see it here. If you have a far chase view of that 13 truck, you'll see that back end just kind of steps out on him just a hair.
And then Tyler Dalton with nowhere to go.
Yeah, and Tyler Dalton just nowhere to go, and everybody just trying to get around, and just one of those unfortunate things. Well, we're halfway here. I think we're going to see some pit stops here. I think they at least have to pit for fuel.
Yeah, well, they're definitely going to have to pit for fuel, but man, are they stretching it with how many caution laps we've been getting.
That is for sure. We're seeing the 7 make a last-ditch effort to pit road. I don't think you can do that.
Well, we're going to find out.
You have to commit in turn 3. So he might have screwed himself there with an unsafe pit entry. See that.
Well, they're discussing it right now. I can hear the drivers talking about it quite a bit.
Yeah, it looks like back into this top 10, mid-pack, everybody's kind of coming in, getting some fuel, changing those tires out. Looks like the 74, Brian Wertman's going to stay out. Gain some track position here. Looks like he might be within the top 10. Trying to see how many of them stayed out. Looks like the top 9, top 10, counting Wertman, elected to stay out here under this most previous caution. So 11th on back is going to have some fresh tires and full of fuel to make it to the end.
Guys, we're looking at Wertman right there.
Looks like he's thinking better of it. He's like, I don't want to be the last guy with old tires and no fuel.
You know, it's a very much a smart move.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's given up all that track position, that nice track position. I'm going to keep talking about it until I'm blue in the face. It matters here, and we've seen it here tonight at this racetrack. Track position, once you have it, you've got to keep it.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a for better or worse thing. Get it by any means necessary and don't give it up.
Yeah, and I mean, you saw what Byron Daly was able to do for half this race. We had that first caution early. He was in the 9th spot and, you know, made a gamble there of either fuel only or 2 tires. Not sure exactly what he was doing, but came out the leader and was able to stay in top 5 most of this race after that. So he was able to over the course of the race, you know, up to this point, it's been a net gain for him. Obviously, up until now, everybody's halfway through, so they're coming in to fill up the rest of their tanks with fuel, and, you know, they'll be able to make it from here on out. Going to be interesting to see what our top 9 trucks are able to do here, though, if they're going to be able to make it to the end on fuel.
Well, if anybody, Jimmy Coleman might be able to with all the cautions we've been getting, because he last pit on 54 and Richard Suavely in the 32 pit a lap ahead of him on 53. So if we just continue to have cautions, they might be able to save it to get to that 120 number.
Yeah, with these cautions and these guys pitting, a couple of cautions ago, definitely is going to work out for them for sure. If we keep the pace that we're going.
But Brown, Ryan, Mojica, Kelly, and Swinehart, along with Simley,
all kind of in that same boat there.
Yeah, basically ranging from lap 15 to lap 45.
Yeah, but I think the guys that pitted on lap 45, I think they're going to be okay. It's those guys that pitted, our first caution of the night, lap 15. They're going to have to come in and get some fuel at some point.
So it looks like we're looking at about just 4 drivers out of the race tonight, or currently out of the race. Hamish Gallagher right now in 29th, Brian Macklin in 30th, 31st, Wesley Donaldson and John Fowler in 32nd.
Yeah, and all 4 of those guys have disconnected from the lobby, so they're done for sure.
And currently 1 driver, 1 lap down. That's the number 3 of Jeff Ryan.
Yeah, still 27 trucks on the lead lap here. It's pretty nice, pretty competitive. Obviously, with all these cautions, it's kept everybody on the lead lap for the most part. Pace truck's in. Kevin Brown is going to be the control guy, and he is going, and we're back green.
That's a good launch by the 93, but Tommy Ryan's going to stay right with him.
Yeah,
I didn't think he was going to lift there.
He did kind of ease on up there, Kevin Brown did. If he was lucky that Ryan didn't have a better restart, because he might have gotten right reared right there. Yeah, well within 60 to go now. Ooh. These guys still all kinds of side by side, and Pedro not making it easy on Mike Kelly there.
No, it looked like Mike Kelly hit the curb in the turn, and I saw that number 2 bounce a little bit.
Battle for the lead here, 99-93. We've seen this before. Same song, second verse. 99 able to make that run on the inside work. Got a yellow.
The 77 just got turned hard right into the fence. He got a yellow.
Now
Stop on turn 1. I don't know who that was that turned him, but drivers were arguing down the front stretch.
They're
4
wide here.
4 wide. 3 wide.
Oh, was that his teammate? I think they're teammates.
It may have been the 22. Yes, it was.
It was the 22, Nelson
there.
Rivera.
Well, that's going to be an awkward discussion.
Tempers are high right now, boys.
That's, considering they were racing. 4 wide there at one point.
Courtesy of Chad Coleman leading the I hate charge.
These guys were going wild here.
Turn 1 really has been the trouble spot tonight.
Well, Tommy Ryan and I think our top 3 to 5. Oh, Kevin Brown stays out.
It's all working out.
Tommy Ryan, I think, is all by himself, getting ready to pit here.
Yeah, but Tommy has to. You think he's been out there for so long?
Well, so is Kevin Brown. A couple of these guys are on kind of the same strategy.
It's true.
Now, track position is everything, like we've mentioned, but somebody who hasn't been able to overcome coming to pit road early and just trying to make their way through the field. Granted, we've had a lot of caution since then. It's Tyler Dalton. He's back in 12th, came to pits early before a lot of cars did, and he has not been able to make it back.
As well comes to mind. I mean, haven't been able to lost track position. He took those 4 tires early, and like you were saying, AJ, I mean, neither one of these guys have been able to make a whole lot of moves to even crack the top 10 again. So, and a lot of it, I think, is because of the product of what we're having here tonight with all these cautions.
Yeah, I was going to touch on that, Gary. I think it's just a miscue on their part for pitting when they did. Because every time we look at them, they're surrounded by the 3, the 4 wide, everybody going everywhere, and they don't really have any opportunity to move forward because it might get them wrecked.
Well, and I mean, they've kind of had to put themselves too. I've seen Tyler a couple times put himself in those positions of 2 and 3 wide just to make passes. So either you're kind of stuck with being behind them, of trying to figure out where you're going to go after they clear themselves, or you're the one causing it, right? To cause that 3 or 4 wide situation,
Yeah.
so you can
It's a
gain a
lot of
couple of spots.
high risk, high reward, right?
Yeah, definitely for sure.
We're under caution right now for the 8th time tonight. Right now, Kevin Brown, your leader, followed by Pedro Mojica, Mike Kelly in third. That's your top 3 guys. So far, is it what you're expecting from Truck?
I kind of agree with what surprises me more than anything from experience of racing the trucks at Gateway is the spins with the back end in the turn 1. A few of them have been under downshifting, but I've noticed quite a few are really from just under heavy braking and trying to turn into the corner.
Do you think the brake bias might be up too high?
I don't know.
Maybe too high in the rear for sure. Could be.
Maybe that, or you're just getting on the binders too hard and trying to turn. I remember from the last time I ran here, if you did that, it would bind the front end and you would go straight. You never had to worry about spinning out. You had to worry about cleaning out the guy that was next to you.
Yeah, and I've noticed here, I don't know if they've recently done a rescan of this track on iRacing or anything, but you could definitely tell there's a lot more bumps in the entry into turn 1, especially on the lower side of the racetrack. And we've seen a few guys, the 10 comes to mind especially, where you're getting on the brakes on the low side of the track, and you just kind of catch the bumps and you're around. So I'm not sure if maybe that has had something to do with it as well.
Well, we're going to get another restart underway. Pace truck's about to duck for cover. Your front row, it's Brown and Mojica. So look for the number 93 to have another good restart. But we have a new contender on that front row. Let's see how he's going to take this restart. Are we going to have a battle right off the bat? We are green again. And as I say that, Pedro has an okay start. Spun the tires, but really going to have to battle with Swinehart.
Yeah, and those guys are battling their brains out here for P2 coming off of turn number 2. Everybody clears turn 2 and gets through. 2 and 3 wide, about mid-pack.
Almost 3 wide again.
Everybody's sending it real hard into turn 3. We got a spin. Never mind. Chris Scala with a hell of a save.
He's going to lose a couple positions because of it, but it's better than having a wrecked race car.
That is for sure. These guys still battling hard. Look at Joey Katina here with the 32 side by side. Tyler Dalton involved with this as well.
Joey
looking
Katina
on this battle.
Up 6 positions, started 15th. He's making his way towards the front.
Yeah, he knows it's go time now, up to that 9th spot. Trying to get that, now he's got that 32 cleared, going to be chasing down that 12 truck for position.
Amazing to see what Kevin's doing on such old tires.
Well, and, you know, haven't had much of a heat cycle, so
Woo-hoo!
you kind of run a couple laps and then your tires get cold again because you're under yellow, so I don't think he's really experienced much of a heat cycle to where it's become a disadvantage of being up front for this long. My main concern is the fuel. Is he shutting the engine off possibly, under caution to, buy himself a few more laps, but I don't know if he's going to make it to the end. When did he last pit? 15?
15.
If he can make it go 115 laps, I'll be very surprised.
Cautions do help.
They have been helping him, that's for sure.
And there it is on the screen for everybody. He's on 60 laps. As there goes Swinehart to the point.
Yep, there goes Swiker.
Is that how you say the last name?
Swiker, I think.
I hope so.
We're kind of struggling with his.
Well, conversation for later.
And that's also going to open up for Daly. He's going to take second off of that.
Could Kevin be running out of fuel?
Oh, well, we're gonna
Or
find
maybe
out.
just those tires
hope
are
not.
playing that much of a difference now at this point. They've been green a few laps now.
Man, wouldn't that be a kicker if this is where he's expecting another caution to come out? It doesn't. Forces him down pit road. You were easily gonna lose a lap and a half.
Oh yeah, you'll easily lose a lap, if not 2 laps coming down pit road here for sure. But you would have a time advantage. I mean, on the newer tires, if it does go green to the
Yeah,
end.
but we've
so it
also
might pay
seen
out.
how hard it is to pass.
That is also very true. That is also very, very true, AJ. It has been a son of a gun to pass here tonight.
And Daly looking good up front, taking the view from P2 in the gyro cam to show you guys really how much of an angle these turns are at. It's really not a lot.
Yeah, really not a lot here. Pretty easy to see here. Not a whole lot of banking in these corners, but enough to make it interesting, that's for sure.
Oh, you hear him downshift in 3.
Yeah, some of these guys have been downshifting in 3 as well. I'm kind of surprised by that, but I mean, it's been working for them.
Well, let's hear 1 and 2.
Yeah, you'll definitely hear them shifting down here at this end of the speedway.
There it is.
Oh, the 22 got sideways, it looked like, but he saved it. I've been watching this battle here back for about 9th, 10th position here. We got a gaggle. There goes the 22.
Oh, and Trey gets a
hard
ping.
into the inside wall. That's going to maybe bring out a caution because Trey Eidson's involved as well.
Back up in front of traffic.
That was
Everybody gets by.
wild.
Well, the best thing that could have happened is Trey holds his brakes. That's exactly what he did.
Well, it looks like here at the exit of turn 2, the 22 got loose going into this corner. But at the exit of turn 2, I don't know if Trey got loose or the 22 got loose because of tire spin and shifting, but Trey just had nowhere to go. Sends him into the grass, and he's just trying to make sure that he stays off that inside wall. And that grass doesn't really slow you down, and he's holding the brake and everything, just not really working out, but everybody's able to squeeze by. So
You know, I know that sucks for Trey and definitely sucks for Nelson, but great job for both of them for, doing their best to stay out of the way. I know Trey ended up back on the track, but man, it's nice to see when people actually hold their brakes.
Yes, absolutely, for sure. Definitely, okay, yeah, I'm going to lose all my track position. You're coming with me attitude. It's kind of annoying on iRacing. But to see these guys hold their brakes, it's very refreshing. And the 22, with the way that wall kind of ejects there on the back straightaway, when he hit that inside wall, it kind of hit him at a weird angle where he kind of hit the left rear tire. Instead of car there, it was tire. But
well, it's exactly what Kevin Brown needed. He's on pit road.
and a few other guys. The 12 is also on pit road. It looks like it's mostly feeding time with a lot of our leaders here.
Somebody say feeding time? I'm hungry. What? Food?
Me too, bro.
I like food.
Me too.
And we are under
We
40
got a,
laps to go.
Code Brown moment from that wreck. Actually, I was looking back at it. 75.
Yeah, I'm sure if he's got his own stream, people have been able to watch that.
Oh yeah. Trey's coming back up, and he's like top bottom. I don't know where to go.
kind of an oh crap moment.
Oh yes.
So let's look for Stoney Benfield. Jump on board. And let's see what happens here.
Oh, hey!
Mommy!
Do I go high? Do I go low? I don't know.
Definitely had to make a decision there. He just wasn't quite sure where to go.
Man, good thing I don't have race audio, driver audio included, because I would need to key up a bleep button.
Yeah, you would have been canceled.
100%. Like, Trey, where the bleep are you going? kind of thing. Even though Trey had no control over what his truck was doing.
And that's the one thing that, we can't emphasize enough at home here. When you hit the grass, and you guys know this, you hit the grass here, it doesn't matter what track you're at, and you're on slick tires. These tires don't have treads on them. It's just a slick race tire. You hit the grass, it's kind of like you're on ice, and you're just kind of at the mercy of the vehicle whenever you decide to stop.
Yeah, it's like if anybody's ever seen the movie Bambi, when Bambi's on ice and can't do anything, it's that. It's literally that with a crud ton of horsepower.
Yes.
It's quite a helpless feeling.
Yeah. Now, you want that on dirt, but you don't want that on the asphalt.
No, not exactly. No. I can promise you don't want that on dirt either.
Oh, yeah, you guys have tread in your tires, kind of.
Yes.
That's right.
Man, we are blowing up here tonight. We were peaking at just about 30 people watching. We're down to 17. Hit that like button. Share it out. We're getting to the closing laps of the Worldwide Technologies race for the Sim500. It's race 4. Gary, where are we going the next week?
We're going to Nashville Super Speedway. We're going to play some country music.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, we're not talking backwoods, country, bluegrass, banjo stuff, okay?
Do I need to get like a quick license for like Hank Williams Jr. or something like that?
All my rowdy friends are coming over tonight? Absolutely.
Hell right. I had to think of a song there for a second.
Or pace truck, rather. Darn it.
Gary, you messed up on that. I'm going to hold you.
I know it.
You don't need to. Joe's already going to do it, and we
He is.
are.
Green flag back in the air. Byron and Richard on the front row here. Speaking of Richard, look at the nice comeback he's having. 3 wide. What a dive bomb. Almost 4 wide there in the back. And look at Tyler Dalton sneakily back up into that 3rd position.
Yeah, he should be able to make it to the end. So he is, I would say, sitting pretty.
Yeah,
for
one
the
thing
time
we're going to see is we're going to see a lot of aggression here from this 93 truck coming up through this field. It looked like he was almost 4 wide going into turn 1. He's still 3 wide here at the exit of turn 4 with these guys.
He's 3 wide in a position where I would not want to be.
No. Yeah, you don't want to be in the middle of 3 wide.
Not the middle.
Hey, he's making it work, kind of. A little bit of contact there. Oh, everybody saves it.
A 0-1's going around off the racetrack. Yellow.
I knew that was bound to happen.
Well, Gary, you said gotta be aggressive. He was aggressive.
He sure was. He showed no mercy.
And I understand why, but he was really throwing that truck around. Am I not looking in the right spot?
No.
Ooh, I don't know if I want to give him the benefit of the doubt on that or if it was just over-aggression. Because the 75 got really slow and he was going to hit him.
Looked like he got loose as well because he kind of bounced off the 01. I don't know if he got loose going into the corner even before that, but they were already 3 wide as it was.
Kevin's trying to go high and just not hit him and barely tips him down into the 0-1.
Taps him there and it gets into the 0-1 and it's on from there. But yeah, definitely trying to make his way up through as cleanly as he can, but
I mean, really, if you look at it, it's a small wreck, not really nobody's junk, but just a bad deal.
It's all good, But if I'm a fast pastor, I think I'd be a little bit annoyed.
No, yeah, of course.
You're just trying to run your race and get to the end and, hopefully pull a top 15, top 10, and got an impatient guy here in the 93 trying to...
Like, I understand why he would be a little impatient. He's got about 20 laps fresher tires.
That is true. You got a good point there, AJ.
But man, he would have had everybody probably off of turn 2 anyway.
Yeah, if he would have, maybe lifted a hair. But also, you got to think about the shifting points too and that kind of thing. Whereas, could that, because if you're kind of back in this pack, it kind of throws your momentum off. And with the guy that's been running up front all night too, kind of maybe throwing off his mark just a little bit because of all the traffic.
And it seems like people going in the one now, whether they're shifting or not, are really trying to arc that bottom a little bit.
Well, and that rubber is kind of built up in the middle to the higher lane of the racetrack. So now I think later on in the race, that bottom line hasn't been used as much. So I think they're just trying to find some fresh grip anywhere that they can.
Think we should do a little driver pick update, boys?
Sure.
Where's everybody sitting?
We don't talk about Trey like we don't talk about Bruno. 25th.
I'm sorry, Gary.
I'm not picking you anymore, Trey. All right, where's Pedro running? Did you vote for him? Did you vote for Pedro?
I did vote for Pedro. He's back in 15th.
He's a 15th. Solid.
And Mike Kelly is 12th.
Yeah, we're all kind of, you guys are right there together.
I'm leading the charge right now. So that won't last long.
I mean, he was up there in the top 5. Inside the top 5.
We're all on the same fuel and tire strategy as well. All 3 of our drivers.
Yeah.
All right, Gary. Trey's got work to do.
It'll be all right. He's usually pretty good. It's a long season. It could be one of those things, just an off night. He's gotten caught up in a couple of things here too, so.
Oh yeah, of course.
Not been an easy
bounce back.
Oh yeah. Well, his truck looks pretty clean, so we'll have to see how he does here when we take this restart.
Oh my.
But I tell you what, Byron Daly has been able to overcome some stuff. Was able to get his track position back here. We're sitting at 31 laps to go. 10th caution here tonight. Beasley's overcoming a spin. Could it be a spin and win for Beasley? Things to think about as we get ready to go green here.
Chad Coleman up here in 4th decided to join the party.
Yep, and Tyler Dalton was able to overcome his track position woes, sitting there in 3rd. Even Doug Roth here inside the top 10 in that 8th spot.
Look at Scala holding the top 10. Wow.
Yeah, Scala up here in the top 10. Again, a lot of this has been kind of comers and goers and track position and pit stops. But, most of it pretty hard on earned, man. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Stay.
But this late in the game, now the time is right to be up here.
Exactly. That's exactly right. All right, wrapping up our 10th caution here, AJ. That pace truck again. That Chevy Silverado looking to make his way down pit road again.
That Chevy Silverado has a lot of miles on it. Good thing it's a lease.
That's right. Green flag here.
Daly with a great launch. Not going to have to worry about Beasley at all.
Side by side for that 3rd position. Looks like Coleman's going to be able to clear Dalton there at the exit of turn number 2. Looks like our top 8 or so are all single file.
Going to go all the way back to Mike Kelly and the number 1 of Kyle Merkel.
Yeah, side by side. Kevin Brown also trying to knock his way into the top 10. Looks like some guys getting a little bit loose here at the exit of turn number 4.
I think they're just getting loose because they're trying so hard.
We got a wrecking one. We got our big wrecking one.
Uh-oh.
Not sure who that was, but somebody got the bumper going into the corner pretty hard.
Yeah, it looks like back here around the 32, possibly.
Oh! The O2 of
the
Shannon
O2.
Wood.
Shannon Wood.
Some guys
earlier. Part of the commentator jinx.
Looks like he just gets in there stupid. Oh no, he gets hit.
He had a lot of help there with that 75. What do y'all say about that, fans of Fast Pastor? I'm just kidding.
Oh, don't do that, Gary.
Something's
I'm just kidding. We have fun here. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the O2 was just checking up early for the guys in front of him, or maybe
that
the
is
75 thought he
exactly
was going
what
harder.
happened.
But yeah, he
That is
lost his
Gary,
bumper
you are
cover there.
100% right on that. He braked way early.
Yeah, he braked
But
very early. It looked like he braked at the caution light, even before the caution light.
He's anticipating Pedro coming up in front of the 3, squeezing into the hole on the top. And I guess he thought the 3 was going to check up a lot sooner than what he actually did, and he got run over.
Yep. Looks to be that's exactly what happened. Barbara with the comment there, the monkey of See No Evil.
Oh, man.
I love our chat groups.
I think that's a pretty good group.
This is great. The only thing that would have been better if she had all 3 of them lined up.
That's right.
Hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil.
That's so true.
But yeah, if you want to come chat with us, find the Facebook of All Star 15 TV, like said Facebook, or
gotta give it a name. You want to call it the YouTube Lounge?
yes, it's
Perfect.
exactly
All-Star
what we're gonna
15
call
TV
it.
Lounge.
Then you gotta go over to the YouTube and join the YouTube Lounge. That's basically where everybody is right now, but there are a couple people over in the Facebook land. Joe seems to be inhabiting both.
YouTube Lounge. He's saying we should call it the BK Lounge.
I think that might be copyrighted.
I think so. I think so.
We could do that.
Well, I'm showing here on your stream here, AJ, 20 combined viewers. We got 16, it looks like, from what I could see on the YouTube side, and
Yes,
a solid 4 there on Facebook. Good to see. Dane Cook won't mind, Joe says.
Well, if you're just tuning in to All Star 15 TV, welcome. We're looking at just about 25 laps remaining here for the Sim500 TranService Truck Series. Your current leader right now, it's Byron Daly. He's been up front literally the whole race. Followed by Richard Beasley, Chad Coleman, your points leader, Tyler Dalton in 4th, and Tommy Ryan currently sitting in that 5th position. Your biggest mover of the race right now is currently sitting in that 7th position. Started back in 28th, it's Doug Roth.
You know what, guys? Does this race kind of give you like a Daytona Talladega vibe of just survive?
Yes. Yes.
And if you survive well enough, you can get a top 10, maybe even a win.
Now I got that Survivor song stuck in my head.
I'm
Da, da,
sorry.
da, 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 da. God, thanks, Gary.
My apologies.
I would have rather have said, I'm voting Gary off the island.
Hey, I'll vote myself off. Don't worry. Never wanted to be there in the first place.
Well, yeah, you need technology.
No. That's not what I need most in life. You know what I need most in life.
Sleep?
Race
Got
cars.
it. Cool.
Hey, you know, you're both right. But it goes in the order of race cars and sleep.
So,
Or just race cars and no sleep.
Gary, we've seen a lot.
Race cars and no sleep. But anyways, go ahead, AJ.
We've seen a lot of these trucks get stupid loose coming out of turn 2 or turn 4. You know, is that just how they are built, how much horsepower they got, or is that just the racetrack?
I think it's just a combination of the X of these corners being so tight, and a combination of these guys are also shifting, and their shift point is kind of right at corner exit where we've seen these guys get loose.
Well, we're about a half a lap away from going green
And like we
once
mentioned,
again.
that wheel spin has been a big deal here tonight.
Oh, it's been a big
Not
B
just on
word.
restarts.
It has been a huge B word.
And it's only gonna get worse. Here we
That's
go, boys.
right.
Because unless you're pitting for
Race
damage,
truck
I
making
doubt
his
you're
way
pitting.
on into the pits here. And Daly's going. He's on the loud pedal. Green flag back in the air. The 10 tried to time the start. Couldn't do it.
Oh, we got a spin. Oh, we got a wreck already.
Oh, we're wrecking already. Oh, the 3's involved.
Jeff Ryan.
Is that the 127 again?
Yeah, Kyle England. Oh, the 27 was around. Going right into
Kyle.
the turn.
Did he have help there from the 7, maybe?
Oh, no, he did it all himself.
Kevin took full responsibility for that, I heard.
Yeah,
Yep.
He said he simply messed up.
Yeah. It could be one of those things. I don't know. Maybe like we were talking about earlier, like we've been talking about all night, maybe some wheel hop into 1 because you're shifting too early, or maybe, I don't know. Hard to tell.
He just went in
that
way too
one-
hot and then stepped on the brake.
Yep. That's...
And we've seen that tonight too. Normally, like you've been saying though, Mike, I mean, normally you hit the brakes here, as we've seen
And
in
you
race
go
past, and you
straight.
just go straight. We haven't seen them really turn a dead left. I don't know if that has to do with the track conditions, with the track has been so hot as it is here tonight, over 100 degrees, or what the case might be. But
the only thing I can think
it's
of
gone
is...
down significantly. It was about 125. Now we're down to 114. Still hot though.
Yep, I mean, track temp plays a role, but just the way they've been spinning, you can almost rule track temp out at this point completely. It's got to be the way the trucks are just set up for the setup.
Yeah,
Nothing else makes sense.
Yeah, the setup of these trucks for sure. I mean, like we mentioned, maybe the way they're hitting the brakes, like you mentioned, and it does come down. This is a fixed setup series, so they can't make a whole lot of changes other than brake bias and their steering ratio. Pretty much. I mean, that's pretty much all they have. But I don't know. Maybe they're having too much rear brake, like in their garage tonight during practice. I don't know if they've taken it down below the default or what the case might be, but if you're all rear brake, I mean, we've seen it a couple of times with a couple of these guys. If you're all rear brake and shifting, you're going to go around. That's for sure.
AJ, any thoughts on the braking issue?
Well, me being a person that hates braking, mostly
And
because
shifting.
that too. Well, I'm good shifting up. I have no problem getting to 4th or 5th gear. It's when you tell me, hey, you're going to have to downshift to, 4th, 3rd, possibly 2nd. That's where I have an issue. But you guys are hitting it.
Vocabulary.
But you guys are hitting, I think, right on the head. Is they're trying to match up where they need to downshift, and some of them are just possibly downshifting too early or upshifting too early, and that's just causing them to just say yeet.
It's not what I thought he was going to say. I'm
He's
sorry.
not wrong.
I tried to hold it and I couldn't.
Couldn't place that more eloquently myself. I think that's pretty.
Well,
pretty
we're also
spot
in the
on.
in the entertainment business. We are trying to entertain the wonderful people watching.
That's true. That's true.
But we're under caution for the 12th time. We're going to take a quick final commercial break. When we return, it'll be the restart from Worldwide Technology Raceway.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
All right, race fans, we're back at Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway. Still under caution here with 20 to go for the Sim500 TranService Truck Series. These guys are working their tails off here tonight. We're working our 12th caution here on the night. Been pretty much a struggle for these guys here. Thanks to TranService Truck Series for sponsoring the series and everything.
Yeah, this
Looks
track
like
has
that
not
pace
been
truck
easy.
has not been easy at all, AJ. That pace truck is making his way onto pit road once again. Byron's still in command of the lead here. And he's going green flag in the air.
Oh, he didn't get going. Spun the tires.
Yeah, he didn't get going. Did the 10 beat him out of the box? It looks like he probably did.
Oh, get ready for chaos.
He was trying to wait on that restart, and he did. He waited too long. 3 wide here in the back. These guys still make it work. I don't know how they're doing it. This is crazy back here.
So,
Look at the 93
you know how you
Kevin
normally
Brown.
mention a couple cars under a blanket? Well, the whole front half of the field is literally
Right,
under
it's
a
like
blanket.
everybody under a blanket. It's a recipe for a 12-car wreck.
Oh, Trump!
Oh,
Saved it.
Oh, and that's going to allow
Look at
Between the
Pedro.
six.
Pedro's going to be able to capitalize and see if he can make it.
Hold your breath.
Oh,
I know
we're
it's
not
my
done yet.
pick.
Got a
Come on,
couple
I
guys
voted for
between
Pedro.
here.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Mike Kelly gave the 6 a huge shot going in the turn 1.
Absolutely, he did.
Said, let's go. Oh,
Oh, he's got another shot. He's going
no,
around this
Mike Kelly.
time. Caution's out. You saw that here live on All-Star 15 TV. The
Well,
two getting the boot, scoot, and boogie there in turns 3 and 4. Could that been a little bit of a payback, maybe?
Absolutely a payback. And AJ, good thing you can't hear them because words are being thrown. Oh my God!
Wow,
Bam.
that was a full Pat McAfee punt.
Yeah.
So
What happened in turn 2? You said they had words in turn 2 or earlier,
I'm
same lap, right?
taking it back really quick. I'm looking. I don't know if that was on purpose on Kelly's part. The punt from to the 6 in turn 1.
Well, let's take a look at it. We got it right here. We got it pulled up.
Oh, the 6 just let off, and
Yeah.
you know, Mike
right,
wasn't
there.
Yeah, and Kelly
Mike
was there.
wasn't,
Maybe wasn't anticipating him getting on the brakes so
ready
early.
for it.
Oh,
But turn 3 is.
Mike, good old Montesi there was like, you know what? I don't even care. I'm just going to full send it like he did. And I'm just going to give it back to him. And I don't care if he makes it out of the corner or not. Bam.
You know
See
what's
ya.
incredible? Nobody hit the 2.
Well, the 5 barely got away with it, though.
Oh, yeah.
Barely. He was close.
And for everybody wondering at home, that was a Indianapolis Colts joke.
Thank
Oh,
you.
uh-oh.
I know the Colts are a joke. You don't have to remind me.
Did Mike Kelly out of the session?
He manually
shut the door and said
disconnected.
goodbye.
He said, "Oh, I can't. You don't have the soundboard on."
I
I'm
won't
guessing
say
it
what he-
wasn't PG.
I'll play it for Eckhart's enjoyment.
Oh, yeah.
He said
yeah.
bye bye.
I won't say what he said on his way out, but
We won't talk about that.
Yeah.
But he said we say bye bye.
I don't see now. One, I'm upset because that's my pick. Like, come on, Mike, what are you doing? But 2, I don't know actually if
He also
had more
could have had
damage
wheel
than what
damage when he
had.
hit the wall.
Yeah.
It looked like he did hit the wall there after the spin or in the middle of the spin.
Oh,
So
yeah.
maybe he had some damage, but
And
The
it
fire
stinks.
might have
or it could be
neck-coated
he
him,
rage
too.
quit and said screw it, forget about it.
And the thing
I'm
is,
done.
the incident going into turn 1 did not look whatsoever intentional. It looked like 2 drivers misjudging when somebody was going to let off and brake.
Yeah.
But turn 3 and 4, I thought was clear as day. Was you're not making out of this turn.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. That was definitely a retaliation. Barba in the chat here saying that should get a penalty. And Chase Baker, definitely not a fan. He said, I personally hate that they call it Worldwide Technology Raceway. For the longest time, we had it known as Gateway Motorsports Park. Yeah, or even further back then, you know, we call it Gateway International Raceway or just Gateway. Even before then, that's what it was called back in the day.
I mean, I still call Hollywood Studios MGM Studios.
That's right. That's right.
For all you people that know.
It'll always be Gateway to me.
Oh, it's Gateway known to a lot of people, even on my race notes tonight. I completely forgot it was Worldwide Technology Raceway. So I
did. You wrote Gateway.
AJ a loop for the. He's like, what is this track actually called? Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't have to. I knew what you were talking about.
You guys want to make it easy? Just call it the St. Louis Oval. There you go.
Well, it's not even in St. Louis. It's in Illinois.
I know.
Isn't that ironic? Madison, Illinois.
Yeah. Yeah, people, so many.
Joe out here telling Chase, us old farts still call it Gateway.
Oh, yes.
What do you say?
Plain
old
simple.
farts?
Huh?
The old farts? What tennis balls are you running on that?
Joe is
Walker?
calling himself old.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Are they Wilsons or are they Reebok or?
Oh, you mean like is he talking to the volleyball? Definitely a Wilson. Definitely.
We're having way too much fun here tonight, gentlemen. Hopefully, all you wonderful people at home are enjoying the broadcast tonight.
I mean, he's not wrong. It is next to a garbage dump.
We
don't talk about that.
I'm not gonna let the fact that Kelly left ruin my my fun entirely.
Well, to be fair,
it's okay.
He probably had a toe broken or something, and probably wasn't going to get it fixed by the end of this race.
Oh, absolutely.
He struck back in again. Same front row as earlier, only this time Richard's in charge of the restart. Richard goes, green flag back in the air. 06 couldn't get quite the jump that he wanted. Side by side for third, going into turn one. These guys are going to be getting after it now. It's going to get real extreme here on Sim500.
You mean just now it's going to get heated?
Oh, it's going to get even more crazy. We're going to see more. Oh, there's the yellow.
Joey Gattina with an issue, and he's still wrecking.
Yeah, did he have help?
Oh, no.
It sounded like, he had help. Looks like he was, he had the 75 fast passer to his outside.
Oh,
netcode.
That was a netcode and a half.
Yeah, it looked like the 75 got loose and was able to maintain his spot, and then I'm not sure what happened after that. Definitely netcode for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's one way to get TV time.
I don't know if they were gonna hit. If
I don't think they were gonna hit anyway. I don't know. Maybe the 14 had his wheel turned to the right. Maybe thinking that he could go up a little bit more because the 75 had more room, and maybe after the 75 got his bearings back, he could have gone back to the right a little bit to kind of adjust for three. But I again, netcode. I don't think that was anything, beyond those two people's control, because that was a couple of feet worth of netcode right there.
There was definitely a bit of room for things to be different if netcode didn't play a role.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, the 75 was just trying to get himself back underway there at the exit turn 2 because he did get loose. I mean, you see that is evident, but
I have a question. Because it's been throwing me off all night.
Yeah.
Turn 1. The two silver lines. Does anyone else see that, or is it just on my end?
No, it's not. It's not you. It's actually supposed to be black sealant, kind of like what you would see on your on a highway or something. But it is supposed to be black. But the way the sun is reflecting it in the game is making it look silver.
Well, careful, Gary. Careful. You just called it a game.
Oh no! Oh no! We're gonna get the heat.
I'm waiting for Joe to say something with me calling it a game.
It's real to me.
So I guess that's what I'll take into account. The sealant, now that I actually see it, that's really where guys have been driving over and spinning.
Well, and they kind of have to put themselves either hugging that first seam or being right in the middle of it. You can't be, hugging one and then hugging the other in the middle of the corner. It's going to upset the truck a little bit. So you kind of have to pick it. Joe is confirming my suspicion. It is a game. And then
Simulator.
Game. I love you guys in chat. Thank you.
That's how you know these drivers are tired of this. We're talking about rain in here.
Chase wants to know, AJ, how many shots are we in with the amount of shenanigans that there have been tonight?
Classified.
Classified information, 10-4. It's a simulator.
Gary, who wanted to know about the shots? Chase?
Yeah, Chase Baker.
That is classified.
That is
all
classified
sober.
info, yes. Uh-huh.
I struggled because I woke up. Maybe
Joe's guessing 15. That's Joe's guess.
Go higher.
Oh, higher.
I have work tomorrow. I gotta be careful.
Right. Right.
You said 15 and my liver just said, ow.
He says, Joe's calling you out, Mike. He says you're not sober.
Richard Beasley right now, your race leader, followed by Byron
Maybe.
Daly, Tommy Ryan in third, fourth, Chad Coleman, who is currently your points leader, looking probably to come out your points leader as well. And then in fifth, it's Doug Ross. Now, Roth, sorry. Right now, it's not looking good for a couple drivers, you know, especially Bentley Glazer not being here. Mike Kelly, who disconnected due to probably a wrecked race car. Another driver who isn't here, and I'm really surprised, EJ O'Rourke. You know, he's going to fall back. You know, they do have 2 drop weeks, so a lot of drivers are probably going to end up using Gateway as one of their drop weeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I've never been in a league that uses a drop race.
It just kicks off your worst result and then only calculates say it's a 15 race season, you have 2 drops. It calculates your best 13 races of the season.
Yeah, that's nice.
It is nice. It is nice for sure. Lights are off on that big, beautiful pace truck. I think you're right, Joe. It has led the most laps tonight.
Oof.
And pace truck is in. We're waiting on the green flag here. The 10 back in it. Green flag back in the air. Once again, we're back on the way at Gateway.
He really hit the loud pedal.
Sure did. Caused the top 4 to be all single file here by the time we get into turn number 1. Battle for 5th on back. Look at that 93 of Kevin Brown. He was trying to peek underneath the 43. He's going to do it here. They're going to be 3 wide down the back straightaway. 3 wide still going in turns 3 and 4. Kevin Brown had to slide up a little bit trying to avoid the curb. You hit that curb here, it's like hitting ice. Dalton going to fall back a little bit, still side by side with the 93 and the 43. 43 edged him out there. Oh, there's contact. 8 wheels are better than 4. Here comes the 58. Going to open the door for him. Oh, contact. More contact in the back. The 12 and the 7 make contact. Less than 10 to go here. You know this aggression, AJ, is going to get more and more increased as we get to the end here.
Oh, yeah, we're already at
the
max.
43 in the fence.
We're already at max, so I could just imagine somebody breaking the knob off and going to, like, 30.
Right. Right. Kevin Brown up to 6. Pedro up to 5th.
Pedro, right now, your biggest mover started 29th up to 5th, like you just said. But your leader right there, the 06 of Byron Daly.
Not getting too far away from Richard, though. Byron will take that lead back. We got more trouble?
One straight away. The 5 in the fence hard.
Oh, Chris Scala.
Still green, but
hate to see it.
Let's take a look at it here.
That is a disappointing end to his amazing run.
Almost got. Okay, no, there's more room than I thought there was. Okay, we're good. Oh, he smacked that wall pretty good. Yeah. Able to keep it
twice
straight.
he smacked it.
Yeah, he smacked it pretty good.
Just a couple laps to go. Your top 3 under a blanket.
Sure are. It's going to be an interesting race coming down to the end. Coleman kind of sitting in the catbird seat, if you will. Oh, the 58 gets up into the fence at the exit of 2. Gonna lose some momentum here to the 99. I don't think that 10's gonna be able to get there unless he...
Byron's better in 3 and 4, and Richard's better in 1 and 2.
Yeah, looks like they were pretty even, though, coming out of turn number 4 there, that lap. 2 to go.
Dual popsicle sticks up in the air for Barney. 2 to go.
Pretty even right there through 1 and 2 that
Oh,
time.
you got a little loose.
That's going to give up some time to Daly.
Yep, they were pretty even until the 10 got loose. Now here comes the 10, going to send it in a little extra hard here, try to make up for his mistake at the exit of 2. All right, white flag in hand.
Presented by Wrestling Over Everything.
White flag in the air.
We are going to end this race green.
Yep, because they don't throw cautions the last lap of the race.
No, they do not.
Let's see if
He's
the
gonna
10 has
have to
anything
drive it
for him
in.
here at the exit, going into turn number 3 here.
2 tenths back. Can Beasley get there?
He's gonna have to use the bumper if he can get there. Here he goes.
He
He
sent
tried,
it.
he's not going to have enough.
Thought
And
better
out
of it.
of turn number 4, Byron Daly is going to win the Sim500 TranService Truck Series Gateway Round 4 race.
Oh, we got a crash in turn 4 on the exit.
Hey, bud, numbers help.
Chris Scala.
Yeah. Well, tough night for Chris. He had a good run going. Gonna fade back to 26. Last truck on the lead lap, unfortunately.
I'll check it out and review in a minute.
Well, he got back in the back of the 75.
And then the 3 just kind of nowhere to go once again. Just another chain reaction style wreck. Oh, and Kevin got a piece again. Rough night for him as well.
Oh, a wreck.
Entering pit road.
Oh, the 5's not happy with the 3.
Maybe they had some contact there in that last lap incident.
They did. It was
The
them
3
two that caused the 5 to go around. And
Wow.
the 06 of Daly doing his best Tokyo drift in turn 1 and 2. Now that song's gonna get stuck in my head now.
Well,
All right, you
What
guys
a
ready
wild
for some interviews from our top 3 podium drivers?
Let's do it.
happily.
Let's
I'll be
grab
back in a second.
our race winner, Byron Daly. Hey, Byron, it's AJ, Gary, and Mike in the broadcast booth. You got a copy with us, pal.
You guys got a copy?
Hey,
We got
Byron. Holy cow. Strategy worked your way, and you staying up front due to all those cautions had to have helped. But how did the how'd the truck feel, and how was it battling there with Richard those last couple, restarts?
Yeah, the strategy part of it was huge. Like I didn't think I was gonna be able to get through the field just kind of from practice pace, but just things kind of went my way on that. And then after I got to the front, clean air helps everything. Kind of being able to stay up there. I was a little disappointed that Beasley got me on that restart. I was trying to wait as long as I could, and those guys got me. I figured the race was over because we just kept having cautions after cautions. And luckily, we had a little bit of a green flag stretch there. I was able to get near Beasley, kind of side draft him, and get the lead back, and the rest was history. So it was the truck was handling really, pretty good once you got clean air, but like behind Beasley, it was kind of tough. Like the only part felt like I was a little bit better than him was just on the restart, trying to maximize the cold tires. So that helped me extremely. And then yeah, just things fell my way today, and grateful for that.
Yeah, dude. Well, you were mentioning on how the cautions laid out. You were able to stay up front. You were battling with Beasley all throughout the second half of that race. Now, we changed some sort of gears going next week to Nashville. Is there anything you can take from Gateway to move then over to Nashville Superspeedway?
Well, Nashville being a little bit more banked, but still a short oval. Like, I think the track position part of it's gonna be important. I think it's gonna be similar lessons, maybe less cautions, just because the banking will help kind of spread guys out. I think the biggest issue we had here tonight was just you had braking zones, and there's really actually brake markers at this track in real life, and there's none here in iRacing. So I think a lot of people towards the rear had some issues with that. So I think Nashville's going to be a track position race, but we'll probably go green for a while. So I think it's just going to be a little bit different race. Racing will be kind of similar, but you'll actually see some green flag action, I hope.
All right, dude. Well, before we let you go and celebrate the win here tonight, is there any sponsors, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Well, just you all for the broadcast here. The guys that sponsor the series, Sim500, everybody puts this on TranService. It's just fun to come out here and race with these guys. It's been a while since I've done it, and it's cool to end up in victory lane.
All right, dude. Well, great job tonight. Way to come out the victor, and hopefully next week we'll see you at Nashville Superspeedway.
Thank you.
All right, Gary, let's grab our P2 driver tonight, and I'll let you take it away. It is Mr. Richard Beasley.
All right, Richard Beasley, Gary here in the booth. Congratulations on P2. Started in a similar spot as Byron tonight. You started 8th, finished 2nd. You led a few laps here tonight, led a total of 13 laps. And you had the fastest lap of the race. So kind of talk about your race overall. It was definitely up and down, to say the least.
Yeah, man, it was a good race for me. We started up front, stayed up front for the most part. I got into some trouble a little bit there, spun halfway, was able to get my spots back, but just came up one position short, man. I thought we had a good chance to get it tonight, and I didn't want to do anything crazy to put Byron in trouble, so we just kind of settled where we were.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely, your spin around halfway, but it was the spin and almost win, P2. Nashville next week, completely different racetrack. It's kind of similar in size, but it's a D-shaped oval for next week. Anything that you could possibly take over here from, this week to next week, probably just more of the track position game.
Yeah, it's going to be more of the track position game next week. You're going to have to qualify decent and try to, stay up front. That's going to be the main thing. Track's a little different, a little more banking, I believe. We're just going to try to have a good qualifying run, and hopefully we can stay up front and finish top 5, top 10.
Absolutely. Well, P2 tonight. Any shout-outs you want to give? Any sponsors or anything as we let you go celebrate that P2?
Yeah, shout out to the sponsors over here at Sim500, TranService. Those guys do a good job. Everybody down in team name, Chad. Congratulate Byron on his win. Pedro, good run. Kevin Brown, all those guys down there. And you guys up in the booth, good job.
All righty. Well, congratulations on your P2. We'll let you go here, and we'll see you next week at Nashville.
Sounds good, man. Thank you.
All right, let's get our third place finisher, the driver of the number 38 and current points leader, who should come out still your points leader here for the TranService Truck Series. It's Chad Coleman. Chad, how you doing, my friend? You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you. We're doing pretty good.
Yeah, I would say so. You were probably every running spot of the race tonight, and just the second half, you were on fire in that number 38, coming through the field, finishing third. What do you got to say? You should come out still the points leader going into next week at Nashville Superspeedway.
Yeah. Hanging on points lead is pretty good, but it's early and there's some really good guys in here. But man, I don't know what I'm doing in qualifying. I've been slow in qualifying for probably the last 6 or probably close to a year now, and it don't matter what car it is. But I'm pretty good race, pretty good race pace. So, I mean, we do it. I mean, that's the way we do it. So,
I mean,
just have to
it
make
helps.
passes.
It helps us out. Watching a very fast driver as yourself not do great in qualifying, it makes it so much better for us because we just watch you play Tetris going through the field.
Yeah, and it's always good too. Like, put a camera on Pedro because a lot of times Pedro starts in the back in these things, and
Yep.
he's interesting to watch.
Yep, that's why
Really good.
I picked him tonight. But dude, you put on a great race. We've asked the other two drivers, Daly and Beasley, so we're gonna ask you the same thing. Is there anything you could take from Gateway and move over to Nashville Superspeedway? A lot of them are saying track position, track position, track position. But is there anything else outside of the momentum that you are riding right now?
Nah, I mean, really, it's just what they said is track position. Nashville's going to be another place where it's hard to pass, with especially with the air. And here and there, when 3 and 4 there, it's going to be a lot like Gateway. It's 1 and 2, you're going to slow down a lot, and 3 and 4, you're basically just going to roll it through there and try to hug the bottom. So there's some characteristics that are the same, but I don't think you'll see a shifting there. But yes. Qualifying there is going to be really important because it's going to be even tougher to pass there than it was here.
All right, dude. Well, before we let you go and you could celebrate your podium finish tonight, any sponsors, anybody on that truck you want to throw a shout out to?
Just thank you guys for the broadcast. Thank Joey and those guys thank Joey and everybody at Sim500 for the league, give us a place to race. Thank Trey Eisen for painting his truck. He does a great job painting stuff, and it's good to drive something that looks good. And congrats to Byron Daly on the win. I mean, he don't race much anymore with us, but when he does, he's really fast. And quick shout out to Beasley. That's probably one of the better races I've seen Beasley run in probably a couple of years. Beasley ran a heck of a race and had a really good chance to win that thing.
All right, dude. Well, thanks for coming and chatting with us. Have a nice week getting ready for Nashville, and hopefully we talk to you there too, pal.
Thanks, guys.
See you later, dude. All right, Gary. Final thoughts for the race tonight. Go.
Well, I think TJ, your colleague there on the other side of broadcasting these league races, I think he would have thoroughly enjoyed tonight. There was action throughout this entire field. We had a lot of cautions, 14 of them for 56 laps tonight. Ultimately, Byron coming out on top, leading the most laps tonight. I thought it was overall a pretty decent race, but I think what everybody's thinking of, admins, drivers, otherwise, I think they were wishing for a little more green flag action because even when we did get to go green, we still got to see some good battles throughout this field.
Yeah, especially that last run we got. I know it was probably just about 10 laps. But throughout the whole field, it was clean. It was completely full of battle. And granted, we saw a lot of it all race. I'm really excited to see what we get at Nashville. It's about the same. Track positions definitely going to be key, as you heard from our podium finishers and their interviews. But it's a different style racetrack. And I can't wait. The Sim500 always puts on a show. I know you mentioned that 14 cautions for 56 laps, but every league has a race where it's an anomaly, but I'm curious to see what Nashville's going to do. I can't wait. I'm AJ. That's Gary. Mike's probably doing something stupid. But we'll see you next Wednesday from Nashville Superspeedway. Peace out, everybody. Stay safe.
That's what I come back to?
Bye, everybody.
Industries across the board utilize fleet trucks on a daily basis, from your local utility company to your grocery store, and many of these companies choose full-service fleet leasing. With a traditional lease, you're responsible for everything after you get the truck, but a full service lease includes all the maintenance and other services at a set cost. Regardless of the scope or range of your fleet needs, TranService will engineer a fully customized, full-service fleet leasing solution optimized to your requirements. From asset acquisition requiring no capital investment, to the engineering, configuration, and selection of your fleet equipment, to the people, facilities, and equipment to keep your fleet maintained and repaired. TranService gives you everything you need, with advantageous fleet pricing based on our national account status, compliance expertise, inspections, licensing, permitting, personal property taxes, nationwide roadside service. We cover it all for you. Contact us today to learn why leading companies rely on TranService for complete turnkey leasing solutions.
From Mortar to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.